No, you cannot throw paper at me. I'm going to get this one right. Okay. In order to find the focus, we have to know what this graph looks like. Now, there's some things that you can tell me about this graph. Like whether or not it's a hori or a verti. If it's a hori, it's dressing scandalous, right? No. A hori goes... A hori has the x squared. So we have the x minus h squared equals 4p. I almost did it again. Holy crap. Okay, y minus 8. No, crap. Y minus k squared equals... Quiet, quiet. Okay, you can throw paper at me in a little bit. Just stop talking. X minus h. All right. You threw paper at me. You guys are all good, right? Okay. I will stop making mistakes. Here we go. So this is your hori. Now, shh. Why is it a hori? It's a hori because the p is with the x, and the x goes horizontal, right? The x goes horizontal. So it's whatever the p is with. That's kind of like your tell-all. Kind of like the a squared with the ellipse and the hyperbola. That tells you if it's a hori or a verti. And the verti would look like this. The x would be squared equals yeah 4p y minus k. So because the p is with the y, we know it's a verti because y goes up and down. All right, so is this one a hori or a verti? How do you know? How do you know? It's tricky. It's really tricky because you guys see right here the squareds. The squareds don't have a coefficient. They don't have a leading coefficient. You got to keep in mind that the h and the k are 0. Squareds do not have a coefficient. How come this one has a coefficient? Well, that's because it's not in conic standard form. So we have to first write this in conic standard form, and then we can start looking for the p. So we know that this one is a hori, right? No, this one's verti because the x is squared. Okay.
I thought it was hori because it says y equals. Yeah. So.
No, it's not. Yeah, but the hori has the y squared, so this one has to be the verti because the verti has the x squared, and the x squared is what you guys are used to. X squareds go up and x squareds go down. That's vertical. So, how do we make this look like those? Stop it. Okay, now to make it look like the verti over here that we have right here, we have to get the x squared alone. The x squared is not supposed to have a coefficient. So, how do we make it look like that? We just have to get rid of the negative 8. So we divide both sides by negative 8, and you get 1 over 8, and that's negative, times y, equals x squared. So we have x squared equals negative 1 over 8 times y. Now, if we look at this formula right here, let's plug in 0 for the h and the k just to see what it looks like. It's x squared equals 4p times y. And it's actually best to put the parentheses around the 4p to kind of help you with this understanding. Because we're trying to find the p. We need to know what the focus of this parabola is. And the focus point, if we had a picture, which I should have drew this first because I have this in my head while I'm trying to figure this out. You guys said this is a horizontal, right? So it's going to go like this, or it's going to go like this. Which way is it going to open up? It's going to open up to the right, or is it going to open up to the left? And how do you know? It's going to open up to the left, and how do we know that? Because it's negative. Okay, so our focus point is right here. We just need to know what the coordinates are. We know that the center is 0, 0. It's at the origin. We just need to know where the focus is. And so, how far... It's not a...
Alright, load up.
Alright, this is very... Dang it. It's a hori. Okay, I'm not redoing this whole thing. Okay, it's verti. It goes up or it goes down. And which way does it go? It goes down, and how do we know it goes down? It's negative. Okay. This is not a good day for me remembering formulas.
Are you just excited for food like we are?
Okay, yes, I am excited for food, but wait. How are we going to find the p? How are we going to find the distance from here to here? What's the distance from there to there is p, so we need to find the p. Where's the p? Is the p negative 1 over 8? No. P is not negative 1 over 8. Negative 1 over 8 equals... Here, let me put the parentheses around it. Maybe you guys will see it. What does negative 1 over 8 equal?
4p.
It equals 4p. You see that? Right here?
Yeah.
The 4p is right next to the y, and what's right next to the y? The negative 1 over 8. So how am I going to find the p? Well, you just have to divide by 4, use some algebra. Divide this by 4. Negative 1 over 8 divided by 4 is the same as multiplying it by 1/4. That equals p. So p equals negative 1 over 32. So what's my point? What is this focus point right here? You know what this point is. You know what the vertex is. It's 0, 0. What's the focus point? It's 0. 0 what? Negative 1 over 32. Now in this case, we just copy the p. And the reason why we just copy the p here is because the vertex is at the origin. If it wasn't at the origin, we would have to subtract it or add it to the k, because here it's a vertical, it goes up and down. Okay, which is why I think drawing the picture and knowing what the picture looks like is the best way to do conics. If you can graph it or have the general idea of where everything's supposed to go, it's a lot easier to find the points. So that first one is finding the focus. The next one, we have to write an equation. It says write the standard form of an equation of a parabola with the vertex at the origin. Okay, so let's draw a picture because it makes it way easier. Vertex is at the origin, and the focus. Oops, shouldn't be an e right there. The focus is at 5, 0. So 5, 0 would go up, down, left, or right. 5, 0.
Right.
Right there. There's your focus point. And so here is your parabola. Now we have to draw or write the equation for it. Do you guys know what the directrix would be? You guys remember that from yesterday? I only showed it to you once. Yeah. Directrix would be at x equals negative 5 because we go the opposite way to find our directrix. That's just kind of on the side. But how are we going to write the formula for this? We know it's is it Hori or Verdi? It's Hori. So it's got to be this one right here. But our h and our k are 0. Oh, look at it. It opens up this way. If it opens up to the right, it's horizontal. In order for it to be vertical, it would open up or down. Okay, so we know that the formula would look like this. Y squared equals 4px. We don't need the h and the k because the vertex is 0, 0. What do I have to do to finish this equation? I just need to know what this is. I need to know what the p is. What is the p? Yep. The p equals the distance from the vertex to the focus. So we just have to plug in 5 for the p and simplify. Y squared equals 20x. That's your answer.